Your Miami Heat victorious yesterday against the Los Angeles Lakers, getting business done, which was nice to see. Obviously, had a very, very banged up Lakers team with LeBron out, AD, who were on the sidelines yesterday. I found that a little bit weird. I wonder why they were on the road. Like, LeBron likes Miami that much that he's like, "Hey, where are we going, Vogel?" LeBron, we got Miami coming up. He goes, "All right, I'm going to come on that trip. I love Miami. I love coming there and not playing. It's like a tradition." So LeBron was on the sidelines with Anthony Davis. They watched the game. Kyle Kuzma was out. He had a calf strain. Taylor Horton-Tucker, he got suspended because there was a little bit of a kerfuffle their last game against the Raptors, and he stepped onto the court, Leroy. And you know what that means? Suspended. You step on the court, you're out. And Vogel was whining about it yesterday. He goes, "I wish we could change it because of the letter of the law." And I'm like, "All right, Vogel. Yeah, all right. I bet you."
Didn't it cost Phoenix back in the day?
Yeah, it did cost Phoenix back in the day, Leroy. It did cost Phoenix. But you want to know something? It is one of the laws that everybody should know because it is a law. And the letter of the law.
Heat of the battle, baby.
Heat of the battle. Hey, thanks. I need Taylor Horton-Tucker's support here in a melee while he's wearing a polo. Very important. Very important. So he get a win yesterday. I understand some Heat fans are frustrated the fact that, you were in a dogfight with a team like that. But as we've pointed out yesterday, this has been a bit of a problem for the Heat, taking care of business and having these sustained games and putting teams away, especially when they don't have everybody. The other team doesn't have everybody. So I'm fine with it. You come away with the win. If anything, I thought there were a lot of positives from yesterday's game. If it was a game where you had to strictly lean on Jimmy and Bam, maybe I'd feel different. But the fact that I thought we got Victor Oladipo's best minutes as a member of the Miami Heat yesterday, he looked awesome before he got hurt.
He looked so much faster than everybody else.
He was stealing the ball. He was aggressive. He dunked it right on. Do we have that call, Robbie? Can you get it? Victor Oladipo dunking it right on Andre Drummond's head. Now, Robbie, you haven't seen this dunk because of your protest. Wow, you missed one because he had himself.
Were you shocked
on Andre Drummond?
Were you shocked that he could actually dunk it like that?
Yes.
Right.
Yes, right on the biggest guy on the court's head. Like it was nothing. It was great. But it was just his best. He had a bunch of steals. He had like 3 steals, and I thought they really were up in. It was a real big dogfight up until Victor Oladipo's mini takeover. I felt like he really swung the game towards the Heat, and then it was really just about Miami kind of just burying the game. But here's Victor Oladipo.
So Heat will inbound. Robinson here in the near wing. Gets it to Iguodala in the front court. Over to Bam. Bam left side. Backdoor Oladipo all alone in the two-hand jam as he slipped Drummond. Everybody forgot about Victor Oladipo, and the Heat lead by 6.
That's the dunk where he got hurt, Robbie. Do you have the other dunk where he dunked it right on Drummond? So it should be the one with the earlier score where he dunked it right on Victor Oladipo's head, right where Victor Oladipo dunked it right on Andre Drummond's head. And Ron Rothstein got so happy on the call. Love him, by the way. Ron Rothstein, very good on the radio.
Oh, yeah.
Very good. I listen back to these calls. He's the man.
He was hosing down Markieff Morris after his ejection. He's like, bye, Markieff. Selfish play. He was going in on him. Like, whoa, it's awesome.
Oh, I love him. He is just a gem.
I think this is it.
Jimmy Butler kicks it out. Duncan Robinson across the floor.
Nice.
Oladipo to the rim with a right hand jam right on Drummond. Oh my, that was vicious.
Great catch and go by Victor. Duncan hitting him on time. Catch and go to the rim.
I love it. He's a cross between a fan and a coach, Ron Rothstein.
Yeah. The Heat have 2 guys who are not playing basketball but are playing whack-a-mole. And that is Dunks and Precious. Yes. They get fouls at a clip unlike any we've ever seen.
Duncan, I think, has a streak of 2 fouls in the first quarter. I think he's going on 4 straight games.
I'm like, and then my favorite is he looks around and goes, "I barely touched him." Like, no, dude, what do you?
I know Duncan does this. Come on, he's trying to play the no respect card a little hard on the no fouls, but.
How many threes did he make? He looked like he
had 3.
He had 3.
He had 3. He kind of had he had the one that was kind of the dagger last night. They left him wide open. Great screen by Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
and he was wide open, and that was pretty much all she wrote from there. So yesterday, I get Heat fans being annoyed not putting away, but the fact that Victor had, I thought, his best minutes to the Miami Heat, huge positive. It looked really, really great. He looked like he had flashes. Now, the unfortunate thing is, as Robbie played in that first dunk, which was actually the last play that he really had, he pulled up a little bit lame after dunking the basketball, Leroy. Now, have you seen the video? Can you get? You're really good with these diagnoses. What did you think? Because Bam said after the game that it was just a scare, that he was in there, he was celebrating with them afterwards.
That's not the quad leg, right?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Usually, and to be honest with you, usually when you see injuries like that, those are the injuries that are the worst, the non-contact, non-interaction with other people. When you see an Achilles or whatever, they're never like, oh, I'm putting a move on this guy. Normally they're just, normal, play. So I was a little worried about that. It was also not his land leg, but the takeoff leg.
Right. It was on the, as the tweeter points out, it was on his gather to jump.
Right.
Who
says that?
What?
It was on his gather to jump. I have never heard that in my life.
His gather. Victor with his gather.
Victor with the gather. Here it comes. Thunder slam. No, so that's the only thing where I looked and I'm like,
Yeah.
But I will say this. If something was wrong on what you call the gather, he wouldn't have been able to jump. So you see when guys go to jump and they tear something, they just collapse.
Right.
So the fact that he could jump and he hurt on the takeoff and not the landing, I'm kind of thinking, okay, if you hurt something, you're not going to have the strength to do all the things he did. And then he just kind of, but the only thing that scared me is that, these guys he went straight to the locker room.
Let me check out, I forget what it was too. Let's see.
Smith the Smoldick said, Shams tweeted like 3 times after the game and my heart dropped each time.
It was the same knee, by the way, that is in his ruptured quad leg.
Okay, so it could just be some, look, if I do believe if somebody's hurt, if he would have heard it, he wouldn't have been able to jump because he would have heard it at that moment. So maybe he, twin. And now keep in mind, what people fail to realize is that he's probably only 80%. Right? He's not 100% yet.
Well, yeah. I mean, after that game against the Cavs, I mean, he was telling you, there are games that he definitely doesn't feel like himself. And I think that the thing that sucks is he looked amazing. It really was like that flash that he showed in that third quarter. He looked better than he has in a Heat uniform at any point. Like just you saw the piranha defense, the steals, the explosion. His 3-point shot was working. I mean, he had everything going for him.
And it could probably be something like that. Is that he was feeling good? He stepped it up again and put some strain on it. Something like that. The problem is that I don't think the Heat can afford. The Heat can't afford a whole bunch of injuries at this point. They've had enough for the year, and especially just getting him involved and getting comfortable with him. Right. I think that was another thing was we saw Victor almost okay with taking over, like he was feeling a little bit, and I think that was a great thing too. But man, if they do have to miss him on this upcoming road trip, and then all of a sudden back and implement him with like 12 games left, that's going to be. I think he needed that. He needed that game so everybody else could see.
Yeah, this could be a thing.
That's what you can do.
Yeah.
But again, if he probably started when he came back from the injury originally, started a little bit tentative. Not sure if he could his leg could support what he was trying to do, and as things progressed, he did a little more until he felt really good yesterday, and he might have just tweak it. And when I mean tweak it, it means that there could be some scar tissue in there and he felt something. There could be, some soreness, just things trying to play while coming back from a serious injury. I'm going to tell you what broke me down.
Because you're tall.
You said, this kid can really ball because he's tall.
Right. I'm gonna lob you dunk the ball because you're tall. By the way,
John Morant's not tall, and dude got some hops.
Did you see?
Oh my goodness!
How about did you see yesterday when Gogi tried to throw the lob to Jimmy, but it went
in?
And he goes, he's like backpedaling. He goes, I hope Jimmy doesn't get mad. What a rascal! Love you, Gogi. Miami getting themselves a win yesterday over the Los Angeles Lakers, and it was very shorthanded Lakers, so I'm not looking for a pat on the ass from everybody.
Can I say this?
Yeah, sure.
And I'm going to say this to all the teams that come in here that have problems, come in shorthanded, guys with boo-boos, guys got to sit out. I don't care. For the last 2 years, I've been watching the shorthanded Heat team. Nobody seemed to care. So I don't give a damn that you're broke, banged up, battered, suspended, nothing. I don't care. A win is a win.
Win is a win.
That's it. Keep it moving. It ain't at the end of the year, it ain't gonna be an excuse. So I don't want to hear it.
Texter, Twitcher writes in, I got a Twitch says, now play Achiuwa saying, are you serious? I didn't have the guts to blow. Once he shot down a churro or a bloomin' onion, I wasn't quite ready. I wasn't quite ready to play him the song. But if we have him on again, I'm definitely playing him the song because then he becomes friend of the show, Precious Achiuwa. But I was happy with it yesterday, man, because like they let him work out the kinks. They let him go out there and foul a gazillion guys in 3 minutes.
Oh, and man. Then we got the all hack team between Dunks and Precious.
Oh, they hack so much, dude. They might as well be in Cobra Kai. Like they
literally the stat line reads for Dunks 1-3, 3 minutes, 3 fouls every game.
Always throwing up the hands.
And he's always throwing up the hands. I'm like, dude, like he's leaning. He's like, he looks like Superman diving in there. And he's like, what about when dude from the Lakers he got killed Gogi? And he goes, what? I jumped straight up.
But I was happy that Spo let him work through some mistakes because obviously the Lakers are a big team.
They have a choice. He does that.
I guess they could have rolled
and try to play it off like he's giving him some minutes. He ain't got nobody else.
I guess they could have gone with Bielitsa a little bit more if they
did. Bielitsa had a block. You know why? Because he's tall.
He'll block the ball because he's tall. Obviously, with Precious having that game yesterday, there was going to be some shenanigans in the post game. Jimmy Butler crashing the Rooks press conference. Here is Jimmy Butler crashing Precious Achiuwa's presser yesterday after the young fella had himself a nice little performance against the LA Lakers. Here it was.
I think I just gotta ease into it, honestly. Get my mind ready for the game, and hey Jimmy, get out of here, man! This dude crazy. I just got to get my mind ready.
He would have really got him if he would have played some country.
Oh man, that would have
really threw him off because Jimmy's a big country music fan. So that would have really thrown him off.
That was something yesterday. Did that cut get cut off, Robbie? Because there was the point at the end where Jimmy's like messing with his with the end where he's they try and end his press conference and Jimmy crashes it. I don't know, maybe it didn't get sent to you completely.
You want to talk about somebody that
slowly just build myself into the game. I came into the game. It was just a lot of energy. Just going up and down both sides, and picked up those quick fouls. I just had to get myself ready. Just go back, recalibrate, and just be engaged.
All right, thank you, Precious.
Thank
you. I appreciate y'all.
He Doesn't sound like Shaq. Why does he do that?
No. Yeah.
Did you have a favorite rookie to mess with, Leroy? Not like Hayes, but just like Tease.
I was so happy not to be a rookie anymore that it didn't matter. I was hosing everybody down. Now, like me, I didn't overdo it, right? Like I wasn't like, I'm like, hey, you bring me this on Wednesday. We have somebody, like I had to do, and people after me had to get the breakfast on Saturday. That was it. Nothing major. Tommy Vardell would bring the donuts. And then after a while, if I was on my way, I hit him up and say, I got the donuts. Don't worry. Like, the whole point of that drill is not to mess with the rookie, but to see if the rookie will buy in. That's the whole point of it.
Yeah.
But if you fight it, now you got to go at him even harder. You see what I mean? Now, when I was in Minnesota, they messed with the rookies way more than I did. But I didn't have no part of that because that's, I was new to there. So I'm not just going to go on another team and start messing with the rookies.
Duct tape Dante Culpepper on the hotel bed?
No, dude. So here's how it works. The last night of camp, right? The last night of camp, we don't have evening meetings. Everybody go have a couple of adult beverages in this little bitty town in Mankato State with one bar, right? And a Hardee's. That's when you know you're in a small town. They have a Hardee's, or you're driving somewhere.
Those Hardee's commercials are good.
Right. Oh, sourdough. Woo.
So Junction.
So that's all we did. But the last night, the lineman would get the key, the master key. And they would take, one of those tape carts with all the different tapes, the pre-wraps, the spray. It's a big old cart. And they would push the cart down the hall. And they had the checklist, rookie. So they knock on the door, rookie, I'm not opening it up. We ain't asking. We got a key. They come in, they have a small conversation. Here's what the conversation is. You can either let us tape you or fight it. We're going to shut this door and tape you anyway. Right? So you can have it the easy way or the hard way. Now, the one guy that they never found was Randy Moss. And what Randy did was, they have the lounges in the dorm, right?
Yep.
And they have the lounge with the couch. You might have a foosball table, a TV,
right.
Little room. Randy took a blanket and laid it over the back of one of the couches and slept behind that. So nobody ever saw him the whole night.
He built a fort?
Yeah. No, he just laid the blanket. So if you looked underneath, you couldn't see nothing. So he came in the next day. How y'all doing? I'm fresh. And so, he told us where he was hiding. So the linemen, after getting another couple of other linemen, they just, gave in. No fights, no nut. They get to Dante's room. Dante, we know you're in there. Bed check was 20 minutes ago. What's up? Dante, nothing. Open the door. They stand on the edge. They say, Dante, you can have this the easy way or the hard way. And Dante got in a football position.
Big
spoon!
Yeah.
Dante got on the edge of his bed, and he said, I'll take it the hard way.
Oh, man.
They brought the tape in, locked the door, and they tore that room up. About 15 minutes later, everybody look in the room, and Dante was folded up. But that was it was hilarious. It was hilarious. So that's about it. Yeah, man. You got to go through it.
Before we hit the headlines, let's give you a chance to win some of Leroy's loot. That story was this code word, a treat. Text treat to 72881. Treat. You can win $1,000 by texting the word treat to 72881. It's a national contest Message and data rates may apply. Sponsored by Anna John Levine. Accident attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. 1-800-747-3733. Robbie, let's get the headlines.
The Ticket is the home of every Miami Heat game.
Rebound, Achiuwa put back inside. Oh, precious move there by Achiuwa.
WAXY South Miami and WSFS HD2 Miramar. An Odyssey station.
Oh, yeah, which is brought to you by the Orion Fields and Downstairs Convenience Stores. Truly steps beyond convenient. I believe we're going to get some tee times soon for the second round at the Masters, which is brought to you by the Emma Watts Golf Shop, home of the 90-day, 100% satisfaction guarantee, serving golfers around the country since 1968.
This sure kind of makes me look like a bleep hole golfer. Like I'm.
I think the first tee time is at 8. So yeah, but other than that, nothing's changed yet. Justin Rose is at 7 under. Brian Harmon and Matsuyama is at 3 under. Zalatoris and Simpson and Wiesenholt is at 2 under, along with Reed. Everybody really loves him.
Oh yeah, he's definitely a favorite.
He's got a green jacket though. So yeah, and Jordan Spieth, he's nobody's really out of it. So if you're look 3 or 4 under, you're not out of it. If you're that far behind after today, different conversation. But as far as right now, because it's supposed to rain this weekend, if it rains this weekend, then they can play darts. It's going to be pretty hard to catch somebody with that big of a lead. But today is going to be the day. If Justin Rose shoots 4 or 5 under, it's over. Because he's playing in the morning with the softer conditions.
Everything's over.
It's over. It's over.
What else you got, Robbie?
I get distracted by the TV. I'm watching a little First Things First, and apparently LeBron, he tweeted something about there's a thunderstorm coming.
Yeah, he tweeted. It was a picture of him and Anthony Davis, and he said storms are coming. He said it before. It was before the Heat game, though. It wasn't after.
I know. I mean, it doesn't matter whether was before or after. They weren't playing in the game.
I don't understand why they were there. Why aren't they in LA? It seems like a waste of a trip.
How many games is the road trip?
I don't know.
Maybe they're like a restaurant down here. I used to do that.
Oh, we know that. We know LeBron likes it down
during
here.
COVID, risk flying across country, when you're not even playing.
Yeah, tell LeBron that it's not safe for protocols. I'm sure Frank Vogel is really going to put his foot down with him.
Oh, I know why he's on this road trip. They were in Miami last night, and then tomorrow and Monday they're in New York. They play the Nets tomorrow night.
Oh yeah, so it's like the best road trip of the year. So LeBron's not missing it.
Of course not.
He's like, oh, it's Miami and New York. I'm in. He goes, it's COVID. Cool.
I used to always go I think I only missed 1 Chicago game, but I went.
They said, I think they said Anthony Davis is much closer to coming back than LeBron is. They were saying end of the month for LeBron, but Anthony maybe at the end of the road trip that he'll be back when they get back to LA.
Okay.
Man, that sucks. I think tomorrow's a primetime ABC game, Lakers and Nets, and of course, no LeBron or AD.
I don't know how they weren't able to do. I don't even know why rush him, because yesterday they were talking about Drummond like he was Bill Russell.
Oh,
so,
hey,
I didn't watch.
I mean, Chris Webber, Jesus, why don't you get a room?
No.
Let me ask you something. You like Chris Webber on that broadcast, Leroy? I know he's a fellow Wolverine, but you think he stinks?
I
don't feel like he
here's
knows
what I would say.
I don't feel like he knows when to stop talking.
In every sport, there's the nice guy, right? To where no matter what happens, it's nice commentary, nice, analysis. That's Chris Webber. And
it's so funny though, for a network that has probably the best desk analysts and the best studio show. I feel like they have the worst game analysts. They have Reggie Miller and Chris Webber.
It doesn't matter though. It doesn't matter because you're watching the
Oh,
pregame,
because they
the
got the best
halftime,
show.
and the postgame.
Yep.
And maybe we could figure it out with the Odyssey app to sync the audio of the radio call with the TV broadcast.
No, I was thinking about it last night, Robbie. I was thinking about doing that because it was that bad. First of all, I mean, it was just way too. I mean, I get it. The Lakers are like the most popular team in America. I get it. I knew that was good. I knew it was going to be over the top Lakers, but I was just like, oh my God. First of all, they're the champs. Like, why are we acting like they need this extra punch from Drummond anyway? Like, I get it. He's going to help, but they're like, I mean, Drummond is like he's God's gift to basketball. All
Drummond
right.
would have helped the Heat more than he's going to help the Lakers.
Oh, yeah, probably.
All right,
But-
we got the dead man.
We got the dead man. We got the Undertaker. And now Precious. With the greatest 9 minutes you've ever seen in your life.
He was draining free throws.
Oh,
It's
that made
like-
me so happy.
You made him out to be Rudy. Like he came out and had that one series.
Well, he's got a look going on now with the helicopter pigtails. I was like, that's a look.
At least Precious wasn't offsides.
That's true. Such a
Only
stupid-
Robbie would say that.
Rudy,
That's a
tell me.
known joke for like at every college game day. Whenever they play Notre Dame, somebody always has the Rudy was offside sign every time.
You don't think that that Jimmy's walked into Spo's office and has put his jersey on the table? Precious for Precious. I will say, somebody makes a good point that Jimmy's gone full South Beach with the no shirt thing. He is like he had yesterday. He had the Vice shirt open and buttoned up.
He's barely clothed, dude.
He's barely clothed. Like I don't know if he's like on a no carb diet and he's extra confident in his body lately, but he's like Leroy. You go to games, he's not wearing the shirt until it's mandatory at tip off. He's wearing the undershirt, so he's showing the gun show. Takes the shirt off immediately after it's over. Sometimes he's not wearing a shirt during the pregame. Sometimes he's not buttoned up during the pregame. Like Jimmy Butler, he is not about shirts right now, and I'm fine with it. Good for him.
By the way, this is good. This is good.
All I know is that it's pretty hilarious the way these basketball players dress up to go to games, and Jimmy clothing is optional.
Right. He literally showed up to a game shirtless the other day because when he said, he's like, no, this is how I came. And we're like, what? No, he literally came to the game with no shirt on.
Yep. Like he lives right around the corner and he was in a rush.
Wild.
So this is gonna make you livid. So what? So they're our first things first. They're going over the beef between Harden and LeBron James, and they in order to compare the point, it's the top 10 playoff runs by LeBron James and James Harden. Obviously, the first 9 of the 10 are LeBron James ones, but number 1 was the 2016 Cavs finals. Okay, whatever. Number 2, the 2018 trip to the finals with the Cavaliers where they got swept. And then number 3 is the 2012 finals with the Heat.
Yeah, everybody. Yeah, there was so brave. LeBron James playing in the 18 finals and then punching the whiteboard after game 1, which he revealed at the end of the series.
That broken hand.
I had this cast the whole time, so I couldn't. Yeah, I played broken hand.
Hey,
Amazing.
Tobin.
Yeah.
Smith and Smalling said Belicia looks like he keeps his shirt on in the pool.